Welcome everyone to my channel, the Astro Yogini. My name is Brienne, and here we talk all things astrology. And what that exactly means is the energy surrounding each transit, due to which planet is moving into what sign, and what that may look like for you based on your own birth chart. So our first transit that we will be discussing is the Libra lunar eclipse. I don't know if you've heard, but we are in eclipse season, so it's a very intense time, potent energy to say the least. And it's only fitting, seeing as I am a Libra rising, to start it on an eclipse. So, to be honest, I've been pushing back every single transit on starting a video, and I figured it was just a matter of fact of getting it done before the universe kicked my ass and forced me to do it in one way, shape, or another. So, lunar eclipse. What is a lunar eclipse, and what is Libra? Pretty much starting with lunar eclipse, it occurs on a full moon. The moon passes directly behind the earth, in which it blocks the light of the sun from shining on the moon. As I said before, it can be quite intense. The season lasts approximately 35 days, where it's typical to have about 2 to 3 eclipses per season. What is the most interesting that I found during my readings is that the time in between each eclipse is known as a gateway, and it's very magical, very powerful time for growth and change. I know a lot of content creators who don't really condone on the side of doing much during eclipse season when, the full moon or the new moon happens, but I say do what you feel comfortable with, and if by chance there's fear surrounding that, then maybe you should check in with the fear and understand it before moving forward. But it's your choice. This is just a very deep and intense time, especially being in the sign of Libra. Libra loves love, loves the idea of being in love, and it's, a regular full moon. It's all about letting go of releasing things that just do not serve us anymore. And with it being in the sign of Libra, Libra is all about balance, and relationships with others, from partners to friends to family members to even the self. And I think those can also be the hardest to let go of, especially if we put a lot of time and energy into a relationship. I think it's really hard to let go in the name of love and wish them well and health and just go your own separate ways. Nobody likes saying goodbye, and nobody likes walking away or being walked away from. It's not fun. And but sometimes we have to do what is best for ourselves. And eclipse season is known for correcting individuals and really pushing them on the right path. And whether you're ready to or not, if you're not there and not taking the steps to get there, the universe has a way of correcting the course and kicking your butt to make it that way. And so I think that's why eclipses get their bad rap of being quite intense, is just because it's like all the Moldavite girls, and they messed around and found out that really working with those energies can be quite potent and life-changing, whether you want them to be or not. So, but Libras have a huge bad rap for, just wanting to be loved and ensuring that everybody in the room is fine, and they do that at the expense of themselves. That's my opinion on it, at least, and that can be quite taxing. So if you're a Libra rising like me, you're most likely going to experience this transit in your first house, the house itself. And so I anticipate a lot of healing and releasing of old ways of thinking and limiting self-beliefs, and that makes me excited and scared, and that is something that I have to hone in on and understand that fear. I know a popular quote that is now still going around the internet as of lately. It's the unfamiliar heaven versus the familiar hell, and I think that's what having to say goodbye to a lot of these relationships that hold us back, and why it is so scary is because it is leading us to a unfamiliar heaven, and that can be fear-based and it can be exciting, and I think it's just a beautiful reminder to keep moving forward and do the self-reflection and releasing, and send people on their way. If you want to find out where this transit will be hitting in your birth chart, you can go to astroseeks.com, type in your birth date, time, and place, pull it up, and then find which house is ruled by Libra, and identify any planets that you may have in Libra, and comment down below and let me know where you will be experiencing this lovely, potent energy, also known as the lunar eclipse. And I will see you guys over on the mat. Okay, thanks. Welcome everyone, and happy lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. So when we begin today, we will start with alternating nostril breathing. So we'll first start with our thumb and our index finger on top of our forehead and covering the right nostril, and we'll begin to inhale on the count of 3. And you're going to take your opposite finger and cover the other nostril and exhale out the right nostril for the count of 3. Inhale on the same nostril side, cover, exhale. We'll be doing this for about a minute, so begin to draw in at your own pace, and exhale at your own pace as well. And just take note of any feelings that might arise here. Everybody is different, and so this is just a great way to begin balancing out the left and right hemisphere of the brain. On your next exhale, Place both palms on the knees and just take in regular breaths of air. Noticing any feelings that might arise. Remaining open and curious. Here we'll begin with soft head rolls, starting from what other side you would like. And changing direction. Finding any spots that you may want to linger in. Coming back to neutral spine, we'll take a couple seated cat-cows, inhaling the chest up and forward, chin is up, gaze is up. And exhale, pushing into your knees and rounding the spine, dropping the chin to chest. Inhale, coming forward into the cow. And exhaling. Going at your own pace. And really pressing into your knees. Using it as leverage. Coming back to neutral spine. Inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, dropping that right hand to left knee. Planting that left hand close to your lower back. And gazing over the left shoulder as you twist from the rib cage. Inhale. Exhale, gaze further over. Exhale, unraveling, head follows last. Inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, putting the left hand on right knee, right hand down by your lower back, and really anchor in as you press into that right hand to keep both sits bones anchored down to the ground. Exhale, unravel. Inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the sky. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, think tall. And exhale, look further over that shoulder. Having a soft gaze or keeping the eyes closed. Exhale, unravel. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. And exhale, pointing the hands. Exhale, unraveling, head follows last. Now we'll come into your tabletop position. Swag the tail here for a bit. Finding soft, intuitive movements. Wrists are underneath elbows. Elbows are underneath shoulders. Peek in between. Down at your legs. Your ankles should disappear between your legs. Directly behind. We'll take a couple of cat-cows here. Inhaling, gaze up. Exhaling, drawing the belly button in towards the spine as you round. And continue at your own pace. Going with the ebb and flow of life. Seeking guidance from within. also means being able to trust yourself. And to trust yourself means, just in a Libra fashion, we have to develop that relationship with ourselves. Trust me, the learning curve is there for me too. Alright, inhale to neutral spine. We're going to kick the right leg out, keeping the hips square. Both hip points are pointed straight down. We're just going to hold it here for a bit. Balancing, applying pressure evenly into both palm of the hands. Toes are pointed straight down. Soft gaze down. Make sure the belly button stays nice and close to the spine. Bring that knee down. And switch sides. Begin to notice which side, or whatever side you are on, just the differences. How it feels. Is it easier? Is it more difficult? Maybe things are coming up to your awareness that you didn't take note of prior to class. Exhale, lowering the knee. Inhale that right leg up. Bring the left arm straight out. Exhale, both hand and feet, knees down to the mat. Inhale, left leg kicks out. Inhale, right arm sweeps up. If you find that your chin is dropping towards your chest, go ahead and raise your head so your neck is aligned with your spine. Gaze is straight down. Continue drawing in that belly button. Fingers are charged. Exhale, hands down and leg down. Do that one more time. Right leg stretches out. Left arm up. Hip points are square. On your exhale, we're going to round at the spine and draw our elbow in towards our knee. Chin to chest. And hold it here. Embracing the wobble. Inhale. Exhale, do that one more time. Inhale. And release back to the mat. We're going to switch sides. So left leg up. Toes are charged towards the mat. Right arm scoops up by your ear. Fingers are charged. Just going to hold it for a bit. Exhale. Begin to draw that knee in towards your chest, elbow towards your chest, chin towards your chest as you push in and round your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And release back to the mat. Go ahead and take a few sways of the hips. And facing towards you, we're going to do gate pose, which tabletop will rise up and bring a leg, right leg out. Inhale, charging up towards the sky. Exhale, planting that right arm and continue reaching towards the sky as you draw it down. Gazes up. Exhale, scoop the arms up. Inhale. Do that one more time. Exhale, begin to travel down that leg as you continue reaching for the sky. Gazes up. Breathe into that side body. Inhale, arm reaches up. And exhale, bringing the hands to the mat. Just switch out the legs. Bring whatever leg you had. Stabilize it down and plant it to the side. Notice the differences. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. And exhale, reach and travel down that leg. Breathe into that side body. Inhale, begin to come up. And exhale back down as your right arm reaches towards the sky. Inhale, coming back up and planting the hands back down and coming back to tabletop position. Push that right leg out and plant the foot. I'm going to use this as a marker for our first downward facing dog in today's practice. We'll be here for 5 breaths, so begin to pedal out the feet, stretch the toes. Find soft, easy movements here. Press into the palm of the hands. Gaze forward. Make sure the wrist creases are pointed straight towards the room. Your feet remain hip width apart. Maybe bend the knees. Lift the toes. Check back in with the face. Unfurrowing the brow and parting the back teeth. Begin to take tiny steps as you tiptoe your way up to the front of the mat. In halfway lift, feet are hip width apart. Hands can either be straight down, resting on shins, thighs, airplane arms, or at heart center in prayer position. Always have options. Gaze is straight down. Shoulder blades are pulled towards one another. Tailbone points up. And belly button in. Exhale, forward fold. This being the first forward fold, go ahead and take a generous bend at the knees, allowing for the abdomen to soften and rest on top of the thighs. Clasping opposite hand to opposite elbow, and just find easy, soft, intuitive movements. Nodding the head yes, and shaking the head no. Staying open and curious without judgment, as you may notice different sensations arise. Crown of the head points straight down. Go ahead and release the elbows, hands, planting the palms on the knees, and begin to round and stack each vertebrae on top of one another as you come up to high extended mountain pose. You can either be at V, pinkies rotated in, or palms pressing together, drawing the belly button back, knitting the ribs down, gazes slightly up. Exhale, lowering the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, leading with the heart and chest. Head follows last. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands down to the mat. Step, hop, or walk back into high plank pose. If this pose is inaccessible for you in today's practice, just go ahead and lower down to the knees in supported plank position. Always listening and honoring the body. For those of you that are still up in a high plank pose, heels reach back, heart reaches forward. Wrists are underneath elbows. Elbows are underneath shoulders. Belly button is pulled up. And you're pressing the palms into the earth, allowing for the shoulder blades to spread open. You might find a slight rounding sensation here. Shift forward, gaze forward, and on your next inhale, we're going to lower the body down as one unit, nice and slow. And just go ahead and allow your arms to rest by your side. On your next inhale, lift the chest up as you draw the arms back, pinching the shoulder blades towards one another. Gaze straight forward. Lowering back down on your exhale. Inhale, lifting the chest to locust, arms reaching back, pinching the shoulder blades towards one another. Ankles are slightly off of the mat. Exhale, release. Planting the hands towards your side. We're going to press into either cobra or upward facing dog on your next inhale. Keeping the hands and elbows tucked in. So inhale. Pressing the tops of your feet into your mat, allowing for the thighs to lift. Shoulders are externally rotated, allowing for the heart and chest to remain open. Chin is up, gaze is up. And exhale, downward facing dog. And begin to tiptoe your way back to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Drawing the shoulder blades back, belly button to spine, tailbone pointed up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, high extended mountain pose. Pressing the palms together, gazing up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now, just begin rocking forward and backward on your feet, closing the eyes, or having a soft gaze. Just notice how the weight of your body feels. As you find stillness here, begin to draw that grounding energy up through the bottoms of your feet as you flex the toes towards the sky. Continue following that energy as you lift your kneecaps, engage your quadriceps, slight activation of the glutes, allowing for a slight tuck of the pelvis. If you haven't already, go ahead and lower your toes. Continuing Following that energy up the front of your body, drawing the belly button towards the spine. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders and arms by your side. Flowing the energy down your arms, forearms, palms, and charging out each fingertips as they reach towards the floor. Spine is tall, head is tall, gaze is set straight. Inhale, begin to shift the weight over into your left leg as you pop up on the toes of your right foot. Continue drawing the leg up, flexing the feet in stork pose. Make sure that the hip points are still square, that you're not hiking that right hip up, you're keeping it even. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can gaze up. Exhale, plant that right foot down to the mat. Lower the hands. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And we'll go to the other side. Inhale, begin to shift your weight into that right leg as you pop up on the left foot. And continue to draw the left leg up. This side has a lot more wobble. Maybe inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, planting the feet and lowering the hands. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with the heart and chest. Head follows last. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands. Step, hop, or walk back into high plank pose. Shift forward, gaze forward. Inhale, lowering down and pressing up into upward facing dog or cobra. And then your exhale, and curl the toes and push back into downward facing dog. Coming down to the knees, we'll take a wide-legged child's pose, so big toes will touch, knees out wide. Just go ahead and press back and reconnect with the breath here. Your next inhale, begin to push and rise up into tabletop position. And press back into downward facing dog. Tiptoe in front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to high extended mountain pose. And exhale, hands to heart center. Face you. Inhale, shift your weight into the left standing leg as you draw that right knee up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, high extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, shifting the weight over to the right leg as you draw the left knee up into stork pose. Holding it here. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, planting the leg, the foot, down to the mat, and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Your next exhale, planting the hands, step, hop, or walk back to high plank pose. Shift forward, gaze forward. Inhale, lowering the body down, and on the same inhale, lifting up to cobra or upward facing dog. Shoulders are externally rotated. Exhale, curl the toes and push up to downward facing dog. Step, hop, or walk to the front of your mat to halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, high extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Shift to your weight to the left leg. On your next inhale, drawing the right knee up. Hands can come up as well. Exhale, begin to bend on that standing knee as you scissor kick. And land in high lunge. Hips are squared here. Legs are in train track position. Inhale, step, or you can drag that back leg up to the top of your mat in mountain pose. Inhale, shift your weight into that right stance, your right leg, as you begin to lift the left leg up. Bring the arms up. Exhale, bending on the standing leg as you scissor kick back and step back into high plank pose. Inhale, and on your exhale, lower your shoulder blades down. Fingers are charged. Inhale, rock off that back foot as you bring it to the top of the mat in high extended mountain pose. And forward fold. Just begin to rock it out here. Finding soft, easy sways. And we'll continue to add on to that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands, step, hop, or walk back to high plank pose, taking a vinyasa. And pushing back into downward facing dog. Now, remember that you can always bypass downward facing dog and just you can always bypass the chaturanga and just come through tabletop and push back into downward facing dog. Step, hop, or walk to the top of your mat and halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise as you draw that right leg up to stork pose. Exhale, step back in a high lunge. Spinning that back heel down and coming into warrior two. Pushing the left knee out and check to ensure that it is not going over your toes. You can still see your toes. You have a slight tuck of the pelvis. Press into the edge of the foot. Fingers are charged. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, planting on the mat as you spin your foot forward. Lift off to take a chaturanga of your choice. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. To do that on the other side. Keep it balanced. Step hop or walk to the top of your mat, leaning in halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise as you draw the right knee up into stork pose. Exhale, stepping back into high plank. Oh my God. Root to rise. Your inhales, you draw the left knee up into stork pose. Exhale, stepping back into high plank pose. Finding your balance here. If you're still wobbly here, maybe try taking a wider stance. Have more balance. Exhale, dropping the arms, dropping the back heel down, pressing into the edge of the foot. Fingers are charged. Inhale, and on your exhale, lower the shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down, plant them on the mat as you spin the back foot forward. And lifting up to take a chaturanga of your choice. Coming down on your knees. Hero's pose. Just rotating out the wrists. Maybe finding soft, easy movements as we begin to come down from our practice and cool down. Flick the wrist a couple of times. Face you guys. Always coming back towards the breath, to the breath. As we begin to cool down, just a reminder to take in what a full moon represents in our lives. As for the energies, and in a Libra fashion, pretty much the relationships that we need to release, that the universe is asking us to release, because they no longer serve the old you, regardless if you're a Libra rising, to release old harmful belief systems that you just don't buy into anymore, or maybe just unhealthy relationships altogether, that we release with love and healing energy and continue forward. Let's come down on our backs. Just finding soft swaying motions. I like a good fast yoga session. It's especially when it's for releasing. Just burns out the energy. Nice flow. And then to marinate in it afterwards. Finding stillness here. Draw one leg up towards the ceiling of the sky. You can also have a strap here to help you. I am a very long-limbed individual, so I'll be fine. You can begin to rotate the ankles. Flex and point the toes. This just allows for some good drainage at the lymphatic system. Placing the left foot back on the mat, grabbing around either the back of your right thigh, your right calf, or more so your right ankle. Really anchor in the sits bone into the ground as you inhale, and on your exhale, draw that right leg towards your face. We'll be here for a minute. No rush. And each time you exhale, begin to draw that leg closer and closer as you find a new edge. And releasing, not quite, but just dragging the hands down. And if you have a strap, you can do opposite hand, grab it, or, just big toes and drop over to the left side and gaze over the right shoulder for a gentle spinal twist. Releasing the foot or strap and coming back to center, lifting the head back to center, swaying back and forth to just reset. Drawing both legs up towards the sky. Just chilling here. Planting the right foot to the mat and either grabbing your left thigh, left calf, or around your left ankle if you can. Just begin to draw that leg closer on each exhale. And really push into the hips to ensure they're staying grounded as much as possible. You don't want them to lift. And take notice of the differences of each side. How one side may feel more tight than the other. And it's probably the ultimate goal of a Libra rising is to find that balance. And to do that is to really find that balance within. Exhale, dragging the hands down. If you have a strap, you can do opposite hand to strap, or just grab onto the big toe and drop over to the opposite side as you gaze over. Got a wall in the way. Gaze over that left shoulder. I'm so excited to be here and to really just get that first awkward video out of the way. I am excited to be able to, in hopes, look back at this moment and just have it be a beautiful timestamp of appreciation of taking that first leap of faith. We'll see where this takes me. Exhale, releasing that foot, then coming back to center, drawing the knees back towards the chest, finding soft, simple movements. Planting both feet on the mat. Go ahead and heel toe your feet to the edge of the mat. Just allow for the knees to come in steeple pose. Hands can be on the side, on your stomach, wherever is comfortable to you. Heel toe your feet back towards one another. Just begin to find a resting position of your choice for Savasana. And let the practice marinate. Releasing on each exhale. Begin to bring awareness back to the body, wiggling the toes, the fingers, drawing each foot up to the mat one at a time, pressing the lower back into the ground, slight shifting of the hips, reconnecting. drawing one knee up towards the chest at a time, maybe grabbing and wrapping both arms around, finding easy movements back and forth or side to side as you draw the chin up towards the knees. Maybe falling towards one side in fetal pose. And just make your way up into simple seated at your own pace. We got time. Hands can be on the knees, palm up or palms down. Inhale one last time as you sweep the arms up towards the sky, pressing the palms together, and exhale, bringing them down to hands to heart position. Life is an ever ebb and flow of energy. To be able to harness in, to be able to transmute that energy into something beautiful, healing, worthwhile. Whether it's developing a relationship with yourself, a loved one, or even a stranger. I hope this lunar eclipse will be beneficial for you, and that you see it as the universe guiding you on your own path as things may come about in unpredictable ways. And that because we find that balance, we are able to go with the winds, listen to the winds of intuition. I will leave this with you. Namaste.